So, I'm just about driven insane. Listen to all these people tell me all these facts from things that are theories. And for all my life, they've been theories. Some of them not very good theories, some of them better than others. But they're theories. And the last decade or so, for some reason, they've stopped using the word theory. It's just these things have become, they're speaking about them as if they're facts. Like evolution. It's the theory of evolution. Evolution has never been proved. The Big Bang Theory. I mean, that definitely hasn't been proved. It's it's literally called the Big Bang Theory. And we have tons of these things. Gravity is a theory. Germs are a theory. There's a study of germ theory. These things have never ever been definitively proven. And I think it's important that we remember that, because otherwise we're forced to act in a way or make assumptions or have discussions based on things being fact that have never been proven as fact, and then probably making assumptions or bad decisions based on things that are believed to be fact, when in actual reality they are theories, and they've always been theories, and it's never been proven. So which would lend itself to believe that your assumptions or your deductions from these theories that you're believing are fact are in fact incorrect or false. So, in a lot of ways, science has become a religion. They ask us to, have faith, or to have a leap of faith. Like with the Big Bang Theory is one of those. Like, give us this freebie, and we can make proper statistical and mathematical calculations on how everything else works, as long as you give us this one freebie. And religion asks us to have faith, and I mean it's a faith-based concept, but that's not what science was supposed to be. Okay, it was supposed to be repeatable and over and over and over, and measurable, repeatable. Well, that seems to be gone by the wayside. And anybody who argues any of this stuff, like the Big Bang Theory, or whether we've been to the moon, or how we see color, evolution, anything that's a theory and goes against what the narrative has become, is now a crackpot, which is ridiculous, because if we don't question this, how are we ever going to get to the reality of what's going on if you're trying to really figure this out, even if it even really matters? How are you ever going to get to the gist of this if you're ostracized and demonized for asking the simplest of questions? Are we right? Can we prove this? Is there another alternative theory or train of thought that we should be looking at? I'm not trying to sway anybody one way or the other, but what I would hope is that reasonable, cognitive, intelligent people keep their thinking caps on, question everything, and assume nothing. And believe nothing you hear and only half you see. Until you can prove it repeatedly and show that yes, this is the case. This is, if we add 2 plus 2, we get 4, and we can do it time and time again. Then again, I mean, there's a lot of math out there that would argue with that. So, maybe that's not the best example anymore. But if it's repeatable, and stop having people running around with their arms thrown up in the air screaming the sky is falling, when actually, in actuality, everything is good. Climate change comes to mind. You know, all my life, it was cooling and it was warming and it was cooling and it was warming and the sea level was going to rise and swallow everything. Well, you can go back 100, 150 years and look at photographs of measuring lines on docks all over the world. And we have lots of lighthouses, piers that have actual lines painted on them to measure the height of the water. And they haven't changed. They haven't changed 1 inch. You know, and but the islands are sinking and coastlines, and well, there's erosion. You know, that we can witness, that we can see. That's, I think, past the theory stage. We know that water will erode sediment, especially downhill. But I'd like to see anybody show me one actual inch of definitive seawater rising because of all the ice caps melting and things in Antarctica breaking off the size of Rhode Island and blah 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 blah. I've been listening to this since the 70s, late, you know, and it's, as far as I can tell, it's absolute nonsense. Science is not being scientific. It is not doing what it's set out to do, what it said it was supposed to do. And as far as I can tell, it's a cult with cult leaders. And not everybody. There's people out there who are actually trying to do good science. But Neil deGrasse Tyson is not one of them. He's a preacher at the podium, spewing theories as fact. And, you know, if you aren't able to stop and think about for a minute intelligently what he's saying, and, you know, and come to your own conclusions, then you probably shouldn't be following any of this stuff at all. If you don't have the ability to look at this stuff yourself, and you're just going to believe blindly what somebody else says, I guess, you know, go back to the television. The news is on. They've got a story they want to tell you. Cheers.